All right, how we doing? Looking forward to this. I've got a couple of bits I need to get done today. Well, really only two main things that I need to get done, and then maybe we'll do some investigating later on. I'm trying to figure out how to stream on this MacBook. Never done it before. Brand new MacBook, so I'm working out. Can't see the chat all the time, so I have to like pull up this window, and that's fine. Can't see it there. First thing I'm gonna do here is go and look at a PR review for the features for the new changes in RPGLE that we support. Christian here left a review. It says the enums and constants are recognized and shown as expected. How do I test when the tokens are recognized? There's two things we could do. There are two things. Actually, there's really one thing that we could automate the test for. The way we can test for this is by using when in or when is with the indent linter lint rule enabled. And then his other question was, I would expect the sub items in qualified enum to be shown in the content assist when I type the name of the enum and a dot and control space, but they are not in the list. This is also a problem for subfields in a data structure. So maybe this is an old problem. Okay, well let's test for that. So I have I have it open. I'm going to start debugging the client. Just need the client. And he said, expect the sub items to show up in the list when I type the name of the enum and control space. And I'm pretty sure I added that, so it's an easy one to test. RPGLE. Stuff free, of course. Declare enum, ABCD, qualified, and enum. And we can say the B has the value of A. I don't know, this is probably a terrible example, but B could be B. And then we could have C, which can be C. And then we can have D, which is D, right? Just silly little things, and then we'll just do a long one. Just for the sake of it. No, don't want to save. And it does appear in the outline view, so that's good. So then if I type ABCD dot, I mean, it shows up. So so let's go add that to the reply. And I made sure to test that yesterday, actually. So this way we can test for where blah, blah, blah. And then the second bit, I'll just paste that image first. That is odd. See this screenshot below that shows the content assist after I use the dot trigger, period trigger. Okay, we'll leave it with him. Let's re-request his review, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully that can get merged in next week. And then the part that we were going to work on today was refactoring for RPG and CL. So I do know that CL refactoring is going to be a lot easier than an RPG refactoring. The API is just way nicer. I'm saying a lot. It's no good. So what I think we'll do is make sure that it's recording. That's good. I think it is when it goes live. I think it records by default. And what I think we're going to do, it's pretty easy because the refactor situation is actually very much like the go-to references implementation. So if we go to server, go to source, providers, reference provider, right? Here it is. So this is how we use references, right? We get all the definitions for a value. In this case, is the token we're at in the document. And then we get the definition for it, then we get the references for that definition. Module get references for that definition. And then we return all the locations where it's at, and I think the rename provider. Oh, maybe we already have it. Prepare rename provider. Offset get token. Yeah, if it's a variable token, get a statement. Wow. Rename provider. Get definition. There's all the references. Wow, let's I have the CL extension installed, so if you're gonna have me write programs. I'm not very good at writing CL. And variable, let's just call it and ABCD. The type is star character. Oh, wrong one. Storage, we can get rid of storage in a minute. Length 20, value hello. And that'll do it. And then let's get rid of, oh, wrong button. Let's get rid of storage. And let's say change var variable and ABCD. And the new value is see ya. All right. I don't want to save it, but if I open the outline view, well, it's not there. Probably because, because configured language, that's not right. Control. Well, it looks right. The coloring is there. But the outline view isn't showing up. I wonder if, I do have it installed. And let me just double check that IBM language is CL. It's there. Okay, I have a different plan. Just save it there. That's really odd. I reckon it's just my terrible CL programming. So let's go look up an example online. What do I do? So that is a really bad CL program example. Using CL procedures. These are fine. Gimme, gimme, gimme. This is like almost perfect. This is perfect. Here we go. This is great. We can get rid of those. Get rid of that other junk. Yep, okay. So loop is there twice over. And if I do Shift F2, I can rename it so I can give it the and boop. Okay, so we have refactor inside of CL. I can do it all over the place. That's pretty cool. So that's one less thing to worry about. Well, then we get the fun part of doing the RPG one instead, which is not great. Codebase is kind of not pretty to look at, to be honest with you, but that's why I maintain it. So we have the reference provider, and I'm not a big fan of how this works, so we'll just have to ignore some of it for a minute. Like this. Gross. Let's see where else we have this. Maybe we can clean this up today. Oh, it's only here apparently. Well, that's nice. I feel like it should be in here though. Well, this does it a little differently. Okay, that's fine. So, blah, blah, blah. We have the word. And we say linter get errors, collect the references. And then we have find definition of the word on that line. Why does it take the line? That's interesting. If we're typing inside of the procedure, let's get the stuff in there too, right? Because it needs to, otherwise it's just global scope. So position line takes in the actual scope of where they are in the document, which makes sense. Okay. So it does a couple of different things. If it's in project mode, which means everything is local on the device, you know, like they have a Git repository that's local, then it will find references for the whole project, which is kind of nice. But if it's not, then it just does references in the current document. So basically this is what we need to do for the rename provider. It's actually pretty simple. So let's go ahead. We have the rename file that's empty. So we'll have to just do something similar to what we have up here. Export async function, rename provider. And I don't know what the parameters are or anything yet. So if we go to server, yep. This is where we implement the rename provider, all the providers, I think. So here we go. On references, connection.onRename, on rename request, is that right? On prepare rename, on rename request. Well, the CL one does have two. So maybe we should go and use the CL one as a reference, but the rename request takes in rename params. So if we look at the reference, it takes, okay, that makes sense. So we have params, rename params, okay. And then it returns a workspace edit or undefined. And let's go add all missing imports. Okay. And then return undefined for now. We'll just return, that's fine. Params unused. And then we can say rename provider. We might have to rechange this. This is supposed to be rename request. Okay. And then we have connection dot rename on prepare rename, which is, I guess this actually happens first. So it does the prepare first and then it does the rename. So we'll say rename prepare provider. And we'll go implement that. So it takes in the prepare rename params and it returns a range, or a range and a placeholder. So that's easy. We can just do it in here too. So it's just kind of part of the rename async function. Rename, oh, I got it copied, I think. Nope, rename prepare provider. Rename prepare provider. Okay. Params takes that. Otherwise it takes a range, a promise range, right? So oh, wrong button. Where does this come from? Yeah, it definitely comes from there. And then of course it can actually return an undefined, I guess, as well. Yep. So range or undefined return. Okay, so let's get that going, and let's have a second window here for CL. And look how this works. So yeah, the prepare rename provider is above. And what does this do? This has the params, and the params has the URI in it, the position, the token, and this just says what part we're renaming. Interesting. This is going to be interesting because the way we don't really have access to the tokens at this level, and we don't really have. I kind of wish that the RPG one worked completely different, but it's difficult when we support like 2 different languages. So We also will only support free format, I guess. So, okay, this is going to be interesting, and that's totally fine. So let's do params dot position. In fact, let's copy it from reference provider. We can do that from down here, right? So we can just borrow all of this pretty much, bonk it in there. Where does documents come from? Right here itself. Okay, and then is free. We'll have to use that later. We have the word. Okay. So we need to return a range. And the range is where the part that we are renaming. Now, believe it or not, we only have the ranges for all the references. We don't actually have the range for the definition, which is kind of funny. But I think I have an idea how we could get it. So we have the line. Because the references don't include the definition, do they? No, I'm just calling myself how the API works. So doc find definition. Well, we have that part, so we're going to need to do all of this too. So we have a document and we have a word. We don't have the linter. We need that. The linter is actually what we use to get the references. We use that for quite a bit of stuff, although I wish I could rewrite it. So we get the errors, we collect the references, and then we get the definition for the line that we're on, which isn't quite right. Because what I guess it is. I guess it is based on where we're at. And so actually that part makes sense. And then, so from the def, we have quite a few things. We have position, which will take us to the where it's actually defined. We also have references, right? References to this definition. So this is going to be fun. So I think from document.getText takes in a range, which takes in a line number and a character. We're going to have to use that to do this, I think. So this is very curious. Maybe I did do this before. In fact, I'm doing this in the wrong branch. So maybe I'll come out to main, create a new branch, rename provider. Because you can do the rename from any point in the, you can do the rename at any point in this. So let's do let's do const current ref, current selected ref equals def.references. Nope. Dot find, say r dot. So we have the offset, which is the start and end position, which I don't think we have. Oh, we do have position. What does position have? Position just has line and character. Ah, this is doomed. Maybe this is why I never did it before. Unless there is a way that we can say document dot offset at position. That returns a number. But we want position at, and that takes an offset. That's exactly what we want. So, because the position has line numbers, so fun. Okay, this is good. We're getting somewhere. So we're going to say find where document dot position at our offset, dot position dot line equals position dot line. Now I might rename position. Might rename it to be current POS, just for my own context. That'll get us the selected reference of all the references if there is one, right? So we could say if there's no definition, then it's not going to be able to do that, which makes sense. More work needs to happen here later on to support subfields. Right now, this really only supports explicit values and not subfields. So that's fine. So const selected ref, def references find. Okay, so that gets the selected one, and then from that selected ref, if selected ref, and we can say return new range.create, and it takes in the start and end positions. So we have to do like document dot position at current selected ref dot offset dot position, which is the first one. And then we can just copy this line, bonk it in twice, but change the second one to be dot end. Maybe that'll do it. I have no clue. I don't know if I like this though, because I don't know if that makes any sense. So document dot, because we have a to and from, and the position has to offset at. I wonder if there's like a way we can say okay, because that reference checker is kind of lazy, because we can have multiple references on the same line, of course, but nonetheless it's going to change them anyway, right? Because it's the rename provider. So maybe we'll just keep that for now, and we'll come back to it in a bit. Okay, let's try it. I mean, launch client. How's the stream holding up? Refactor is only for CL. No, we're working on refactor for RPG right now. So let's make, I have a new file, it's already RPGLE. So let's say free declare s my text character 20, my text equals hello world, and we'll just say return, and we'll do a printf my text as well, and we'll display my text as well, just to be extra nice. And so now if I say shift F2, oh, I don't have to do shift though, I'm on my Mac, so okay, so that doesn't do anything. Oh, I know why, because we haven't told the server that it's supported. We have to do that in the server TS server at the very top. We have to say in the capabilities, we have to say result capabilities dot rename provider true. And now it's going to work. So we'll say, of course, we're already in RPG. I should have just copied and pasted what I had. Declare s my text. Oh, character 20, no keywords. And say my text equals hello world. Printf my text. Display it. Return. So my text, let's come to this one and say shift. See, that works. No result. Okay, that's good. So we've got the first bit done, right? Where we can rename specific members or specific variables. It doesn't work up here though. Oh, it does. That's odd. Why does that work? Let's have a look at that. Why does that work? So let's set a breakpoint here and connect to the server. So if I do a F2 on character, oh, it's just doing it anyway. We've just, no matter what. That's weird. So my rename, this is CL. We don't really need CL anymore, but in my server, maybe I need to be more specific in here. Prepare provider true. Maybe that's what it is. We're getting there. These things take time. All right. I don't need a server right now, so text 20, no keywords. My text equals hello world. And display my text and return. I need to save. So now this element cannot be renamed. This element cannot be renamed. This element can be renamed. Look at that. Well, that needs to change, obviously. That is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. That's great. I'm very happy with that. So let's do a little commit. Let's say initial rename prepare. Cool. And then that's great. So we close the server, and then the rename. So we have get word range at position. What is position? Position is just the line in the character, which is not really what I want. Get word range gets me the actual word itself. It just returns a string, which is unfortunate because I actually would love the range, because I'd love that start and the end. So I'm thinking we have a second one like this. Get word range, which returns two things. It returns, you know, the value string and the range. And so return value, and then range, which is range create, and it takes in the start and the end. And we have those. So we have start character and end character plus 1, it seems like. Oh, what's positions? Oh, right. You can't create a range. You can't create a range like that. We can. Right. The ranges in VS Code only do line and character. They don't do offset. That's so fun. Oh, right. Yeah, we can do work in this to calculate the lines. Well, we have a range right here. Actually, we already create a range. I should just open my eyes. We can borrow that. Look at that. Stunning. Done and dusted, mate. Says, oh, duplicate get word range at position. Let's just say get range at position, right? And then we can say get range at position. Obviously you need to import that. And we'll just call this selected. And we'll say let word equals, let word equals selected. If there is selected, we can get the selected word. Otherwise it's just undefined. And of course, if there is a word, then we should trim it like we do. We don't call it word, we call it value. But then we have the selected which is great. So that means if there's no selected, we just return the selected range. We should have selected by then because we kind of need it. So we should do this. If selected, just bonk it like that. Format the document. There we go. Don't need that. Cool. And then we also don't really need this anymore because we know that the selected will be there. Cool. Launch the client. See how the stream is doing. Stream is working. Getting it done day by day. Here we go. So yeah, this is not my favorite implementation, but it is what it is, isn't it? So here it is. ** free, declare s, my text, character 20, my text equals hello world, print f, my text, display my text, return. So now I should be able to, nope, okay, very, very good. But down here still works. No, in fact, I completely broke it. Nice. Let's do some debugging. Selected. We have it. We have selected. Nice. Word. How did we... Oh, you know why? Because I'm a dummy. I'm a huge dummy. In my range, I actually took it out of here too. So, of course it's not going to work. Let's continue. Oh, I don't even need to connect to a server. Why am I doing that? Okay, I gotta put this on a clipboard. I can't be bothered to keep typing this out every time. I gotta do that after this. Nope. Okay. Return. And then copy that. New file, paste it. I'm done typing that. Cool. So, character. Doesn't work. Printf. Printf should work. It does work. That makes sense. extproc. No, my text. It does work. So that's good. That's good. So, no result. So that's the next bit. The next bit is not this bit. Is actually taking all of the ranges and applying a new value, applying the text edits to all the different ranges. So let's make a new commit. Ability to prepare on the variable itself. Cool. Please do not tell me I just closed the... Ah, I got it. We're good. Okay, close that, close that. All right, so now prepare. Now let's see how CL does it. Close this. Close my little debug window. So rename provider does similar to before, but what it returns is text edits. What? Okay, it returns a workspace edit with that document URI. Okay. I can do all the text edits for pretty much everything except for the variable name right now, because we don't have the reference to the variable name. We don't collect it internally, which I feel stupid, very stupid about. Maybe I should. Maybe we should. Maybe we should change it. That would really make life very easy if I did, but I wonder if it's going to break any unit tests. So in language, linter, collect references. Okay. This collect references is a complicated piece of work. Okay. So what is this on? This is for a word. Now I know if it's a declare, right? So we don't include references referenced in declares, which I wonder if is a little stupid. Huh. Maybe it is a little stupid. Yeah. So what happens if I take this collect references and I move it outside of that if statement? And I pull up the terminal. I say npm run test. Oh. Interesting. Why is that? Nothing has changed. Okay. So then let's go test this out by changing something in the server. Server source providers rename. In theory, all that work we did earlier to get the range and all that, we don't even need it anymore because it's now part of the ranges that gets returned as the references. That can't be right. No, I don't think that's right. There must be something else I've missed. Subdef. No, I mean, it looks like scoping. Yeah, okay. Looks okay to me. Let's try it. Let's just try it. Yeah, I'm done talking. Let's try it. Launch client. Okay, and then I need my example, which I hope I didn't lose once again. I did lose it because I don't ever save things. We're off to a good start. Star free. Declare s, my text. We don't even need that much. Nah, see, that doesn't work. Okay, so that change that I made didn't actually make any difference at all. Which is fine. But I wonder why that is. Because I don't think we do anything with like declare s in here, do we? No. Nope. Okay. Oh, I wonder if that's why. So when it's a declare, nah, that's not why. Or is it? Let's see what this switch is about. Statement type. So we get the wait. Okay, I get it. So we go through, check all the different statement types, and if it's an end, if it's a word, oh, well, that's why. No, it's not, because then we go through it again. We go through the statement itself, and we go through every token in it, and we check it out. So when it's a word, which in this case it is, collect references, should be, all right, well, let's go look at a test case where tests, RPGLE, no, let's go suite, find in folder, collect references, we have a bunch. So input is valid, and we expect the length to be 6. Nope, validation result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, you can see here that, like I mentioned before, it doesn't collect stuff here. Like, it doesn't collect anything in definitions, which is okay, but not quite right. So what we should do is maybe we should find a smaller, like this. This is a perfect test, because we should look for my var as well. So let's do that. Let's say we have an indicator tests here, but we'll just use this for now. My var, and we should expect the my var references to be 1, 2, 3 references. And then if we say this npm run test indicators 1, well, it failed because it didn't do what we expected it to do. So that's fine. That's totally no beef. And what we can do is we can test it. So collect references is true. And let's actually debug this. So I have a way we can do that. VS Code, launch, debug tests, args, indicators 1. Nope, that's not how we do it. We can go back over here, debug tests. Oh, of course it's just gonna, oh, perfect. So statement, declare my var. Well, there's my var, right? And we should be going through every step here. So we're at statement 1, which is my var. Perfect. So do we have a global? We should have a global. We do. It's called my var. Perfect. If it's qualified, which it's not, then we don't do anything with it. Oh, well, this is the reason. If position is undefined, or because position does have, we do have position, but that's just line number. We don't store index or anything like that. Because there's reasons why we don't. Because we took the old fixed format converter and made it work for free format and just was missing a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. So we can do that. We can change this. So if this is really easy. We're just going to do that. And now we're going to watch 7 tests break. All right. So we're going to have to go through and fix the numbers for all of them. Okay, well, that test worked, right? So it worked that time. But now the remaining tests are not going to pass because, well, that's a big issue. Oh, right, because right. So the bigger issue now is that no unreferenced. No unreferenced means if there's 0 references, then throw an error. Now we can change that. We can say if it's less or equal to, less or equal to 1. No, is that right? Yeah, if it's less or equal to 1, then throw the error. Let's try that. Now what we should do actually is put a breakpoint. What test is this that just failed? This is linter 19. Got to zoom out a little. I've got such a lot going on here. All right, linter 19. How are you? So then we should put a no unreferenced. Okay. Oh well, there's lots of areas where this happens, right? So we just got to fix it in all the different places. Okay. Did I miss one? If it's less than equal 1, less than equal 1, less than equal 1. Okay, so what are the other issues? I feel like I need to set a breakpoint here and have a look. Expected 11. I only got 9. I don't want collect references, that's fine. Okay, so they're all no reference. And oh, actually, well, we can see which ones we didn't get. So we got 66, we got 1089, we got, okay, got that one. Oh, we're missing one on position 139. I don't know how to, I'm not going to count the offset. Well, actually, I suppose I could. I could just do like output. I'll do this. Go to terminal, bring it back over here where it should be. No, debug and say line substring. And I can see 160 or 139 to 154. 154. Struct no. Oh, right, because it's reporting it for the whole struct. Oh, and it's because, I know why, because the subfield, I bet the subfield isn't being used, and therefore the parent probably isn't being qualified in that, so yeah, it's, I mean, subfield is used. Oh, there you go. There's more than one. There we go. Rename. Strict errors 11. Perfect. We're back. We're back, baby. So, more testing. Oh, this is a big change today. Very big. Don't often make huge changes like this anymore. Okay, so now we've just got to fix the references, right? So subfield A here has 2 references now. Oh my God, this is going to be a big one. Big changes here. Because I got to go through and fix all the tests for this one to work, which is kind of funny. Okay, so let's do a little commit here anyway. We've kind of made a lot of changes. Okay, basic. Let's not commit that one. We don't want to commit that. We don't want to commit this. Okay, so this is going to be initial work to collect definition references, yeah. And so we can test this now, and the way we can quickly test it to see if it works for the client is by writing our example again and seeing if it shows up in the reference list. So my text equals hello world, and we can just return. We don't have to do much more. In fact, we'll do a little more because I like to test all the scenarios. So my text F2, it works. So we know it works because I took out the invalid, like the fake range that I used earlier. So that's good. My text here works too. Okay, that is absolutely fabulous. We have the very start, but I can't really continue until I fix all the unit tests, and that is an absolute ache. There's a real pain in the backside. So I think we're done. I think I'm done for the day. I wanted to do about an hour anyway. Mostly just to talk about my thought process mostly, and there's still a lot to do, obviously, but the good news is I've kind of done the ugly stuff, right? I've just got to fix the test cases up now. I'm going to put this branch up, and let's create the pull request as well. Let's just do a little draft PR. We'll just say initial work to start refactoring for RPG. We need a to-do list. Fix tests for reference for collect references change. We need to implement the rename provider. We need to ensure that subfields can be renamed. That's going to be a fun one. And that's pretty much it for refactoring. So let's do that as a draft. And there we go. We're done. I think we're done. I got what I needed to do. I already did the pull request that I needed to review today. So yeah. Don't know if anyone watched, but it's nice to kind of just talk through this, and I've been kind of dreading working on this one for a little while, so it was nice to do it and do it my own speed. All right, see you later.